Hey everyone, so today we're going to set up Myfitnesspal. I had a member ask me today how they go about setting it up, so I thought I would shoot a quick video. So you're going to go to myfitnesspal.com. You don't have to use Myfitnesspal. It just so happens that everybody at the gym uses it. It's easier for us to communicate with members that way. There are other apps and programs out there, but Myfitnesspal does have what we found to be the largest database of food. All right, so you can either sign up with Facebook or sign up with your email. I'm going to sign up with email so I can actually walk you guys through the entire thing. Um, let's see here. Hopefully I can do this right. I just had to create a dummy account. Okay, so just created an account. So you got to enter in current weight. I think I'm about 180. I'm about 5'9". My goal weight. So this is where you would put in your goal weight. I'm actually going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to put in 200 pounds, and I'm going to put my goal weight of 180. I'm a male. Date of birth is January 10th. I expect to get some birthday wishes from you guys on January 10th, now that you know my birthday. Zip code. Actually, we're going to do Lebanon zip code. My username. I'm going to make my username, let's see here. We're going to go Survivor1. I better write that down. All right. How would you describe your normal daily activity? Okay, so this would be your normal daily activity, right? None of you are going to put very active unless you are a bike messenger, which we don't have bike messengers in this area. Maybe a carpenter. I wouldn't even say a carpenter is very active. I would put a carpenter more in the active category. A very active person is going to be that carpenter who is building a house basically by themselves. Okay, so very active means that you are moving a lot. Generally speaking, it's always good to go one or two boxes down. So, for instance, if I were to say that, okay, well, I think that I'm an active person, I would actually go to lightly active. Most people overestimate their activity level. And when we try and figure out calories, that's a big thing that people screw up is they think that they're more active than what they really are. So it's okay to put down, let's say that you are a teacher and you're on your feet a lot of the day. It's okay to actually put down sedentary instead of lightly active because we can change that later. So how many times a week do you plan on exercising? I plan on exercising 4 days a week. Your minimum, or excuse me, how many minutes per workout? So don't include the warm up. So most of our workouts are going to be about 50 minutes. So I'm going to put in 50 minutes. Again, this is one of those things where um, you want to underestimate what you are going to be doing, right? So don't put an hour. Actually, I'm going to do 40 minutes because if we really look at how long you're working out for, how long your heart rate's elevated, et cetera, et cetera. Out of those 60 minutes, it's really about 40 minutes. How do you track your expended energy? We're going to do calories. What's my goal? My goal is to lose 1 pound per week. We're going to change that when we get into the settings. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So save and continue. A bummer, my username's already taken. I guess we'll try the KDR Fitness 1 and see how that goes. All right. All right, we got a bunch of legal blah 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 bullshit. Okay, so we're not going to enter in any email addresses. Okay, so based on just that generic information that I entered in, it spits out, hey, if you want to lose 1 pound per week, based on what you weigh now, based on what you want to get to, this is what they're prescribing. We always change this. Okay, don't even worry about this. And we're basically just going to skip right through this page, and we're going to go to Get Started Now. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up into Settings. And I want to go to goals. I actually haven't done this in a long time, so I might have to click around a little bit. All right, cool. Look at that. Nailed it right off the bat. So I go to goals. Actually, you don't even have to go to settings. You go to goals. You're going to scroll down. You're going to go daily nutrition goals, and you're going to click edit. All right. So calories, we're going to set calories at anywhere between 10 to 16 calories per pound is a pretty good, is a pretty easy way to go about it. So I'm going to actually go, I'm going to go 10 calories per pound. And since I put in there that I weigh 200 pounds, that's going to be 2,000 calories. Okay, I'm going to adjust my protein to 35%. And you'll see it already tells me, hey, that's too high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my carbs down to 30%. And I'm going to take my fats to 35%. All right, so these ratios, the ratios are kind of irrelevant. The protein, you do want to set the protein where it gets you as close to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that you can. So if I weigh 200 pounds, that means I want to set my protein to 200 grams. Now, if I weigh 210 pounds or 215 pounds or an odd number, I might not be able to get my protein to that because, as you can see, it jumps in 5% increments, right? But it just so happens that I was able to kind of nail a number in. So set your protein as close as you possibly can to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you're 200 pounds, it's 200 grams of protein. If you're 180 pounds, it's 180 grams of protein. Your carbs and your fat has to be at least 15%, right? Which would obviously mean that you can jack your carbohydrates up. As far as where the rest of your calories are coming from, whether they're coming from carbs or whether they're coming from fat, for the most part, it doesn't matter, okay? Generally speaking, we do like to, most of our members are going to be at that ratio, 40% protein, 30% fat, 30% carbs, okay? Like I said, you can drop the fat down a little bit in order to eat a little bit more carbs, but you do want to try and keep it as close to, those numbers as we can get it. All right, so it changes back to 40, 30, 30. Save changes. And now I have my macronutrients where I want to have them, okay? Other than that, that's really about it. Don't worry about this fitness thing, okay? You don't have to do anything with that. So then you're going to go back to my home, and you're basically just going to start adding in food. So how do you add in food? You go up to food, and you are going to go to breakfast, add food, and then you're going to enter in a menu item. So we're going to put in eggs. The more precise that you can be, the better your selection is going to be. And so you can see here's a whole bunch of different eggs. These check marks means that it's verified, right? So I don't know exactly how they verify it, but basically it just means that if you pick this check mark, you're going to have the best chance to have the correct macronutrients. Now, if I put in omega eggs, I get obviously different things. I want to try and find that check mark. Okay, sometimes you'll see some kooky stuff like omega-3 large, 1 egg, right? Maybe, is that 3 large eggs? No, that's just the omega-3. It's a large egg, 1 egg, 70 calories, right? This is probably the easiest part, and we could probably do a whole nother video on this, which I don't have that much time because I'm going to be starting another class in about 4 minutes. Hi, ladies. But that's basically it. You just start searching for your food. How many servings I had 3 eggs. To which meal, and then we're going to go add food to diary. Let's say that I had, onions with that, and let's say that I had 6 ounces of onions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find an onion. So I want a measurement. So see this 25 gram as opposed to 1 cup. Because the measurement a lot of times is going to allow me to adjust it, right? So there's 1 ounce, okay? And I had 6 ounces of onions. Remember, if you're saying that you had 6 ounces of onions, that means that it was 6 ounces after you cooked it, right? That's a big one to remember. Make sure you're recording your food in the way that you're going to eat it, right? Which usually means for a lot of foods after you cooked it. And let's say that I had turkey sausage, and I had 3 turkey sausages, and then I had a banana. Remember, we're looking for the check marks. So when I put banana in, I want to try and find that check mark. And you'll see that there's a couple different, right? So like banana 105 calories, banana 110 calories, banana 105 calories. Those 5 to 10 calories in the grand scheme of things for 95% of you are not going to matter that much. So I'm going to pick one banana. I'm going to add to food diary. And then basically my breakfast is done. You'll see it gives me a breakdown over here. It'll give me a breakdown down here. And that's really it. That's how you track your food on MyFitnessPal. I hope that this was helpful and you'll start using it to track your food.